live to impressions, no? Oh. Hello people. So, World Music Day special play we are on our chapter 2 with Taufiq Qureshi sir. So let's hope he joins us soon. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on, tap, tap, tap. मला हे करावं लागेल. पिन करावं लागेल ना. Hello people, sir will be joining us shortly. So Taufiq Qureshi sir is a very renowned percussionist and composer, well known for his fusion. So yeah, let's have a fun interaction with him soon. Taufiq. And Taufiq sir is here with us, joining in a moment. Hello
Hi.
Taufiq sir, namaskar.
Namaskar, how are you?
I'm good sir, how are you sir?
Can you hear me and see me properly?
Sir, well and clear sir, loud and clear.
Okay.
Loud
I
and
didn't get your name, sorry.
Sir, this is Rohan from Impressions
Hi.
20. Rohan sir.
Hi, Rohan, how are you?
Yes, I'm good sir, how are you sir? How's your day?
I'm well. I hope everything is safe and secure on your side.
Great, it's all good sir, all good sir. So
Tell
how's your
me.
music day going sir? World Music
Well, my
Day
world
today?
music day is, it started off with me. I'm going to be putting a track by the end of this day, by about 3 o'clock or 3:30. I am going to
Okay,
be putting a track to dedicate that track to the World Music Day. So since morning I was working on it.
right,
It's still in the construction, but
okay.
by 3 or 3:30 I'm going to be putting out a track which I will dedicate to the World Music Day.
A
So
new
I've been
composition sir?
an old composition of mine, but a new
Rendition?
what should I say? Old wine in a new bottle.
Okay, interesting. Uh, so Impressions is the cultural fest of College of Engineering Pune, and
Yes, yes.
our main motive is to give a platform to young artists. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we actually strive for. And
Yeah.
today we want to show the diversity that music has and the power that music has in various
Mm-hmm.
forms. So that's what
Okay.
we are celebrating today. So should we begin the interaction? So,
Yes, please.
uh, so how is your quarantine going, and are you enjoying, or are you waiting to be outdoors, or how's it for you?
No, one can never enjoy being quarantined. I mean,
True.
one would want to get out and do work, but I do understand that it's not the the prudent thing to get out and start working because of the pandemic which is going on, and I respect the rules and the laws that have been laid down
Right.
for the safety of myself and my family and my friends. So yes, but while being quarantined, I'm finding a lot of time for myself. I have been working on some tracks of mine and some songs of my wife. She's a singer,
Right.
Geetika.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
we've actually released one song also of hers with the video, and we are working on another song for her. And one of my tracks will also be coming out very soon. I have a music room not very far away, so I'm trying to find a way where I can
Easy.
shoot
Yeah.
myself
Shoot. Yeah.
performing.
Quality
With being in
content. Yeah.
quarantine, I have a small camera also, like a GoPro kind of thing. So
Right.
that I'm doing. So my thing is going. My quarantine days are going nicely, because
Nice.
the most important thing is,
Productive. Yeah.
when we, productivity is happening, Rias is happening, a lot of Rias is happening.
Right.
Getting back when we got married, me and my wife in '93, we were just two of us, and in the house we would do all the work. She would
Right.
also, she was also trying to cook, and I was the guinea pig. So now
Right.
again she's gotten back into the cooking thing because me and my son Shikhar, we are zero in the kitchen, where cooking is. So
So
she's
something
gotten
new
back
to
into
learn.
that
Yeah.
whole thing of cooking, and we are reliving our old days in Kandivali. We used to stay in the suburbs of Mumbai. So where she would cook something, she will cook something, I will taste it and say whether it's nice. I try to help as much as I can in washing and doing anything else that I can do in the kitchen. So it's
Right.
reliving the old days. It's nice,
Good time.
and then
Good.
music is
Different
going on.
time,
So
but good. Yeah.
good
Yeah.
times are going on in the house. Yes.
Okay. So, a difficult question your way. What was your inspiration behind the professionalism in classical arts?
My inspiration behind.
Get like being a professional in classical arts.
Well, my primary and the main source of inspiration is my father, Ustad Allarakha,
Allarakha. Yeah.
under whom I have learned the music. And apart from that, Ustad Zakir Hussain Sahab,
Zakir Hussain Sahab. Right.
is also
Guru. Yeah.
a very big source of inspiration. And
Right.
the other source of inspiration is my South Indian guru, Vidwan Pandit Bhikkhu Vinayak Ram ji, under
Right.
whom I'm learning the South Indian philosophy of rhythm. So these are my prime inspirations.
Inspiration.
The great Trilok Gurtuji is also one inspiration for me in my music.
Right.
Yes.
So how is it with having such a phenomenal classical background, but still amalgamating fusion into your art form?
Well, it's fantastic to be part of a classical tradition of rhythm. I'm fortunate that I was born in a family where there was Ustad Allarakha and where there is Ustad Zakir Hussain. It's a very fortunate thing for me. And yes, but as a child, I was always attracted towards what I would call the other rhythm.
The other, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
The tabla was there, I was learning that, but there was always a calling from the other side also, where there was the drums, the congas, and film music and all that. So I was always attracted to that side also. As a kid, I still remember when Panchamdas songs would come on the radio, I would jump with joy and take a small bongo and start playing with it. And imagine as if I was part of the orchestra. So I was always attracted to that other rhythm. I would take dalda. We used to have those dalda dabbas, ghee ka. So I would collect 3 or 4 dabbas and try to imagine that I'm playing the drums. When I was 6, 7 years old.
Inventing new sounds that way.
Yeah. So I guess since that time I was into the sounds and trying to play with sounds. And 1 minute, huh? So I was trying to play with sounds all the time. And so I was attracted. And when I got into college, I really felt that, classical music is there, but I need to branch out because I was playing recordings and I was doing orchestra shows. I was doing dandiya shows. I was enjoying all that. So I told my father that I want to put classical music
this as well.
the back burner for some time and I want to explore these possibilities. He said, yeah, fine. So I had his blessings. I had blessings from my brother Zakir Bhai. So I just ventured into film music. I worked with all the music directors, and
Yeah.
till now I keep working with all the music directors in films. So I did all that,
Right.
and I understood the ideas of playing different percussions like the congas, the tumba, and the bongo in the Indian style, of course. Of course, and also understanding what African rhythms are, Latin American rhythms are,
Right.
Arabic rhythms are. So all that helped me. So all that technique of playing congas, uh, you know, uh, the three-piece conga, the
Right. Right.
tumba, the
Tumba.
bongo, digi, madal,
Yeah.
all those techniques and the tabla techniques
Right.
came handy to me when I got the djembe in my hand. The djembe is an African instrument on which
Right.
I'm defining, the tabla knowledge. So
Right.
the technique of that and the technique of this together combined to make my repertoire for the djembe, the tabla repertoire that I'm defining onto the djembe. So
Right.
throughout my journey, wherever I've gone, I have learned, and I've always evolved as a musician. So it's really been a fabulous journey being part of this classical tradition, going into films and then coming back to the classical tradition. For me, I was in classical, I ventured into films and all, fusion and all that. Now I'm back into classical again. Now fusion is there.
Again.
I keep doing fusion. Fusion will always be a part of me,
Be a part.
But
Right.
I'm back where I've come back to the roots of my classical music.
Right. So going with the trend of life, but staying true to the roots is what I think would be a way to put
Sorry?
it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Right. So any incident with Allarakha Sahab or Zakir Hussain Sahab that you would like to share? A small incident.
Um, once when I ventured into the other percussions, the other rhythms, I had a concert with this band. I had a band called Surya, which
Right.
had
Yeah.
Shankar Mahadevan, Salim
Yeah.
Merchant in it,
Yeah.
and Zakir Bhai and Sultan Khan Sahab would also come and feature as guests on it.
Right.
So I had that concert once by Surya band, and my father attended the concert, and I was playing the congas. I didn't have the djembe then. I'm talking about early 90s.
Okay.
So, yeah. So he attended the concert, and I had already gotten into the film music and the fusion and all that. And afterwards, later, when he went home, he was telling my mother, I got to know it from my mother. He was telling my mother that, Arey, Taufiq played very well. In fact, whatever he was playing, congas, he was playing what I have taught him. वो मेरा ही बजा रहा था. इसलिए उसका हाथ बहुत अच्छा चलता है और वो मेरा ही बजा रहा था. So I guess it was a proud moment for him that he saw and he realized that I am playing a Western instrument, but what I'm playing is what I've learned from him.
Right.
So I guess that was a very important thing for him, and my father would never praise us directly. If he was to say something about me to somebody, he would tell my mother or he would tell another student. If he had to praise another student, he would tell us, "Oh, that student played very beautifully, fantastic." He would not tell the student.
Directly,
He was like,
yeah. Right.
So I got to know from my mother that he enjoyed and he felt that I had a good hand on the congas. So that was a big thing for me.
So, do you think the taste of one changes, the musical taste of a person changes over age? And do you think how influential is that?
Yes, I guess the taste does change because the music keeps on changing. You know what our music was at one time. It was very different in India. I'm talking about.
Right,
There was a very high source of classical music that was happening here, and there was film music, but classical music was very, very up there.
Right.
And film music was behind. Then it came together in the 60s and 70s. They were going almost parallel to each other, together. Then it came a time where classical music went back a little bit. Film music became very, very, very popular. I'm talking about the 80s and the 90s. But then other forms of music came. Ghazal came, and the jazz music picked up in India. The fusion music concept became very big. Right. And then it all came under the umbrella of world music when 2000 came. So now it's all under the umbrella of world music. So the music has changed. So I guess the taste of the people have also changed. I mean, I remember when I was doing music. See, I told you I've always evolved as a
Evolved,
musician,
yeah.
right?
Right,
So
right.
the tabla was there. I was playing, and I felt no. I need another medium. My father's knowledge, but I need another medium to define that. So I went into drums and I went into djembe and all that kind of thing. Then I felt I need to challenge myself. I need something different. So I started doing voice percussions,
Right,
especially
voice.
using breath, the
Breath,
breath
yeah,
as
yeah.
a rhythm. I mean, I've been fortunate to use this breath as a percussion instrument, as an instrument where I've created some very famous,
Yeah,
very tracks which have had an impact. Like I did a track for Indian Railways, which won the
yeah.
gold of the
Good,
towns.
yeah.
I
Oh,
did a track for Nike Parallel Journeys, which won the silver at the London International Film Festival. I recently did a track for Times of India while I was quarantined, where I used the
right,
breath for the Mask India campaign.
right.
On Times Now, also in all the Times network, they were showing it, where I created a whole track using just breath, which was called the Mask India campaign.
Campaign.
So I've always evolved as a musician. People love it. I mean, I've been using voice percussions in film songs, Jab Se Tere Naina, and all
Yeah.
that, and in Bure Dholna,
No,
you
maybe
know,
hold on. Yeah,
and
very few. Yeah.
Boom to title track. I've been using vocal percussions, trash percussions. You know, trash. I have a band called Mumbai Stamp, where we perform using trash material. Of course, it's an inspiration from the famous
Same.
band called Tom. But
Right.
they do different music, we do different music.
Different.
It's just
Just
the
an
inspiration.
inspiration. Yeah, just an
But
inspiration. Yeah.
whatever music I'm creating is what I've learned from my father, the North
Right.
Indian and the South Indian philosophy of rhythm. So
Right.
I am always evolving. I'm trying to evolve as a musician, but not, my roots are my classical roots.
Classical music. Yeah, the roots
I'm not
stay true.
leaving those roots. Even when I'm playing the djembe, I'm not playing like an African. I'm an Indian. So I'm playing it like an Indian. Whatever is coming out is an Indian thing. You know,
Right.
so you know, the North Indian and the South Indian rhythm philosophies are coming out on the djembe on my drums.
Right.
So tastes have always changed, and I've realized that tastes are changing, and I must change. I must evolve.
Move
I
on.
must try to give the audience new things, because the
Right.
audience is coming there to hear me, and they would want to hear something new. So whatever I can do, I'm
Right.
going to do something new. Like today, also the track which I'm creating is
Right.
an older track of mine.
But a new
But
rendition. Yeah.
I'm trying to bring it out in a new way. So
Way.
many people ask me, when I'm doing interview, they say,
Hmm.
"Today, what new are you going to perform?"
Yeah.
So I always tell them, I'm not going to do anything new. I am going to do something which is already being done, because there's so much music which is being done. To come out with something new is maybe not possible. I'm going to try to
Try
make
to
it sound
sound.
different and new. Whether it's
Right.
different and new, that the audience has to decide.
Has to
I
decide.
cannot say,
True.
I'm doing something different, I'm doing something new. No. I'm taking the old ethics, the old ideas, and the old tal structures and things, melodic structures. But
Right.
my intention will be to try and present it in as a novel and new way as I can. And the audience has to decide that, oh, this is new. So that would be the
True.
biggest appreciation for me, that the audience decides, oh, what he's doing is something different. What he's doing is something new. Many people tell me, we see this breath percussion which you do and the other elements of voice percussion. We don't see anybody else do that in India, maybe even abroad. And I say, well,
That's the
it's not my
uniqueness.
copyright.
Yeah.
It's not my copyright.
Copyright.
I'm just
Yeah.
anybody can do it. But I'm trying to do something which I see that nobody is doing it. That's what. So I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to be new, and I let my audience decide whether it's good or bad.
Good or bad. True. So yeah. Like with so many years of percussion, playing percussion instruments, is there any instrument which you cannot play and do you regret it a bit? Or
I can play all percussion instruments. I mean, maybe not as a maestro of that instrument, but there are percussion instruments I can play. So there is nothing like where I feel that, oh, I could have played this, but I can't
yeah,
play this.
a moment
No.
like that. Yeah.
As a percussionist, any surface is a percussion
Is
instrument.
a probable instrument.
Like,
Yeah.
even my body even my body is a percussion instrument.
Amazing, sir. Amazing.
I don't know whether you heard that through this mic. But
Very clear, sir. Crystal clear.
okay, great.
Amazing,
Super.
amazing.
Thank you.
So what is the process of music composition like? Like, what do you take inspiration from, or how do you start? Or
Inspiration is all around me. Inspiration is all around me. My father used to say, you know, when you're doing music, don't have blinkers. Take your blinkers off, you will see music everywhere. It's there. So I believe in that, and I find, you know, once I'll just give you one small incident. I have
sure. Yeah.
told about this incident in past interviews also. Long time back in the late 90s, I had a concert in a very small village in India, in Maharashtra. So after the concert, it was they took me and I had another musician friend, us to a dark bungalow to stay, because it was in a very small village kind of thing. And unfortunately there was no electricity, and the dark bungalow looked like a straight out of a Ramsey movie, you know? So I was like, oh, fantastic. So we went there, and there was no light, so this caretaker said, oh, I have put candles in the bathroom and in the bedroom. Sorry that there's no electricity, but please manage. And we had to spend about 3-4 hours before traveling back to Mumbai. So we said, okay, fine. So I was trying to sleep on the bed, no fan, so a lot of mosquitoes. So, and he had put that kachua, whatever that time, you know, that thing, but the mosquitoes were still there. I was trying to sleep. Whenever I would sleep, some mosquito will come and, you know, do this sound.
Yeah.
So suddenly I woke up and I said, well, I can't sleep. So what should I do? So I sat down and I tried to figure out the pitch of each mosquito. So one mosquito would go, oh, this is this note. Oh, this must be D. Okay. Oh, this must be A. I'm trying to figure out note of various mosquitoes. So I figured out a sound which I used in one of my albums, Ridhun, where I did this piece with Shankar Mahadevan called Nothing But Voice. And I used this sound. And I still remember Shankar was there, and I was doing the sound, and said, "Ye kya hai? What is this sound?" And I said, "This is the mosquito sound." So it goes. So I created a melody. So I said, this sounds like what Panchamda had done for Satya Pe Satta.
Right.
So Mumbai inspiration is everywhere, all around me.
Yeah.
All around me.
Right.
I found inspiration in Kachra, and I created my band Mumbai Stamp.
So yeah, it can be anywhere then. Music therapy is one of the most influential therapies for controlling our moods. It's been identified. So especially in this pandemic period, where the importance of mental health has been more than ever, I guess. So how can music help in such situations? What is your take on this?
Music does have definitely music has a lot of therapeutic values and essence in it. Definitely. And and it's got an emotional content also.
Right.
People who don't understand music will hear some alap going on, and there will be tears in their eyes. They don't understand music.
Yeah. You don't need to understand the theory or specifics of it, but just
the notes are creating that feeling inside where you feel nostalgic, you feel sad, or you feel whatever, and the tears come into the eyes. Or some fast Vela is going on, and the audience is looking at with awe at the speed at which it is being played. But apart from that, there are emotions going on of happiness inside, of excitement, of what is happening. It's an emotion. So music has that, and of course now with a lot of frequencies and this and that. People are figuring out that if you take this rag, then this is good
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
making you calm and relax. Even for that matter, some cancer therapeutic
Yeah.
music is also happening with certain rags and certain instruments creating melodies and note structures which are being therapeutic for cancer and other treatments. So yes,
Right.
music has a lot of that. I mean, हमने सुना है तानसेन when he used to sing बारिश आ जाती थी,
Yeah.
and दीपक
Yeah.
पे लाइट आग लग जाती थी. So I'm sure these are not just myths. Somewhere there is a reality behind it, I feel, because yes, our music has the potential, has the power.
Right.
Definitely, I have experienced in my
Definitely.
life also certain musical things where I have experienced the genius of an artist, where I've seen rain come, and I've seen people crying while some alap is going on. I have seen people go into a trance when Pandit Shivkumar Sharma ji and Zakir Bhai
Yeah.
are playing the jhala. I've seen people
Right.
go into a trance.
Trance.
So I
True.
feel that music has the capacity to heal and to make an impact on
Right.
a human being.
True. A little bit on the different informative side, but I feel there is a bit of a difference between Rias and practice. So,
Mhm.
what would you say, or what would you want to tell people about this?
Riyaz and practice, both are the same actually.
Okay.
Riyaz in
So,
English is called practice.
practice. Yeah.
So are you
So,
trying to say Riyaz and sadhana?
yeah, Rias and sadhana. Yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
So sadhana is a very different concept. Riyaz is, first let's talk about Riyaz. Riyaz is when you put in that many hours of practice, that many hours of shedding.
Right.
So the old masters used to say they used to practice for 8, 9, 10 hours.
Hmm.
Can you imagine?
True.
But then once I asked my father, and then he said, beta, when they say 8 hours, 10 hours, they are not saying that for 10 hours they were just
Yeah.
playing or singing.
Singing.
They were maybe doing 3 to 4 hours or 5 hours of practice, physical, maybe 1.5 to 2 hours of mental practice, of calculations for the instrumentalists, and
Right.
thinking of a new rag and how I can make combination of notes for the singers and sitar players and sarod players and all that kind of thing. And then listening to music is also a riyaz.
Rias. Yeah.
So going to
Complete.
somebody's
Yeah.
concert to listen to a music, teaching is also a riyaz. So teaching students is also a riyaz. So that way, for the masters, when they say 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours of riyaz, they meant it encapsulated all these
Capture.
elements.
Right.
So riyaz is that. Now, when you
Right.
talk about sadhana,
Sadhana.
sadhana is when you actually meditate with your music. This is what I feel. Sadhana is that you actually meditate with the music. You sit down, you take your instrument, and so riyaz is part of that sadhana. You're doing your riyaz, and while you're doing your riyaz, you get so engrossed in your music, you don't think of anything else. You don't think कि क्या बन रहा है, whether there is mutton being cooked in the house. So even that mutton aroma, just imagine somebody is just practicing and there is mutton being cooked and all that beautiful aroma of mutton is coming in the nostrils. But the master is not bothered. Nothing is happening to him. There's a lot of noise going on outside his house, but the master is not bothered about that. Focus is the riyaz.
Focus.
Sadhana.
And yeah.
There is a incident with this great master called Pandit Nikhil Banerjee. He was a fantastic sitarist, great master.
Yep.
So his neighbor came out to go to the office, and Nikhil Banerjee was doing a the part
Yeah.
Tan he was
Nom.
doing.
Yeah.
He went to his office. He came back at about 5:30 or 6,
Still he was.
and he was still doing. Only the speed had gone up. That I
Right.
would say is sadhana.
Sad.
That is sadhana. You just engrossed in that one thing and you're just playing that. That for me is sadhana. So
Sad.
Riyaz is different and sadhana is different.
Is different. Right. Um. So, what was your college life back then, and were you in some music team, or were you part of in sessions like this or something?
Oh, I was really a part of, I mean, big part of musical things happening. I'm from St. Xavier's College, Mumbai.
Right. Mumbai. Yeah.
And the college life was fun. Of course, when I entered the college, when I first went into the classroom, I saw that there were about 67 girls, and and I was the only guy there. And I was thinking, am I in the right class? Because I was in arts, right? And
Yeah.
and then three more boys came, and then one more boy came, and we became five boys. And I was like, okay, fine. But so I was a bit scared on the first week in college, but once I realized the college life is so fun, it
Fun.
all
Yeah.
vanished, and music became a very integral part of me. It was always there. And Xavier's College encourages a lot of extracurricular activities, be it sports or music. So the
Right.
teachers would also encourage, and I was part of the IMG. We started this thing in St. Xavier's College called Sangeet Mandal, where we would hold talent contests and we would invite, big singers and all from outside to come and judge. So that's why I came in contact with big singers and artists. And we would hold annual functions where music was a very integral part. Malhar was a very, very
Malhar.
big
Yeah.
festival happening, which
Right.
it started in 1979. So when I came in 1980, it was the second year.
Second.
So you can say I was in the initial years of how
Initial
Malhar
stage.
picked up till I was there in 86. I passed out in 86. So it was great to be part of Malhar, seeing so much of talent happening. And I met
Right.
my wife, Geetika, in college. She is also from Xavier. Although she was in science, we connected to music because she is a singer.
Right.
So we connected to music
Got
over there and really had great time with friends. And then through the college, I went for intercollegiate competitions to St. Stephen's College in Delhi, IIT Bola here, IIT Mardi Gras in Madras, IIT Kanpur, and to all these places, I
Right.
won first prizes in Indian classical music. So it was a great feeling to be back in the college, and then everybody saying, "Oh, you won that!
Yeah.
You won the
No,
gold medal
pride.
in
Yeah.
Indian classical music. Wow, wow, great, great!" And the teachers would also. So it was a great thing being in Xavier's, and I would say Xavier's College was my first stage. Was my first
Yeah.
stage,
Stage. Yeah.
and Xavier's has this motto: "It gives you wings." That's
Mm.
the motto in Xavier's College. And it literally gave me wings. Because being on that stage, performing in that beautiful college auditorium in front of your peers and the audiences, it really took the fear out of me to perform in front of audiences.
Right.
So I'm always indebted to my college where I found my love and I found my calling for my music. And I will always remember my college.
Right. So, having such a platform, like right from the age of college, is an essential part. So, Impressions also was started for such a cause. So, is there any message that you would like to give the youth out there?
Well, I would always say, many people go into college and they say, oh, as soon as we are out of here is best for us, because we just want to go and I want to get out of India,
Right.
I want to study abroad in Harvard or in Princeton or in Oxford or wherever else, And then many people are just doing their things to finish college and
Just get
find a
done with it.
job.
Yeah.
I would say don't do that, because this college life is not going to come back. Enjoy the college life as much as you can. Yes, your aim should be to go wherever you want to go, but
Right.
this college life is not going to come back. You're going to miss it. So make the most of it, because this is the time when your initial development as a person will also happen.
Right.
Whichever college you are in, whichever environment you are in, will develop your personality. So make the most of it, learn the best that you can, so that when you go abroad, if people think you're in Howard and Princeton, and if they say, "Where are you from?" and if you say, "Oh, I'm from India," they should say, "Wow, as a person, you're such a brilliant
Such a big,
person, and
right,
you're such a great person. I salute the college from where you've come. I salute the school from where you've come. I salute the country from where you've come." So I
right.
guess, be proud that you've come from this college or from that school, and be proud to be an Indian. So I would say, enjoy your college life here. And
Yeah.
the other advice I would give you is, when you're studying in India, do not try to go out of India. Whatever you want to do, do it in India.
So with that, we would end. But before we end, a little bit of your performance, or कुछ सुना दीजिए थोड़ा सा.
Zarur. How? I mean, I'll do. Djembe is one of my favorite instruments. I don't know if you can see my instrument, but I will.
We could see a bit of it. We can listen to it though. That's how we
Yeah.
appreciate.
Okay. So you can see my djembe also.
Yep.
So the tabla knowledge of what I do, and I'll just perform. You see what I'm doing. Okay. Thank you.
Nice. It's so groovy. Makes you groove like
Yeah, I'm sorry.
amazing.
So yeah, I
Amazing.
mean, I was playing bhangra, I was playing lejim, I was
Yeah.
playing the drum
Every.
beat, but I
So
was creating a thing called rela. Rela,
yeah. Yeah.
the Tabla language has a rela, which means something which moves very fast, like a
Fast. Yeah.
train or a pani ka rela. So I took these folk rhythms and the Western drum rhythm to create a rela.
Right.
Great,
Mind blowing, sir.
superb.
Mind blowing, sir.
Lovely to
Sir,
come
so
here. Lovely to be here. Thank you for
lovely to meet
inviting
you.
me. It's really my privilege to be here, and thank you, and a happy World Music Day to everybody. Look forward to this new track that I am sending out very soon on my Insta and on my Facebook. It will be there. Uh, look for it and give me your blessings.
Sure, sir. So it was a great pleasure to have you, sir. So a big thank you from Team Impressions and from College of Engineering, Pune. And looking forward to having you for the fest, sir.
Inshallah, soon. Yes.
Thanks, sir. Namaskar.